Hello, gambling tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Quest II with me, BlueAnkylo. I fiddled around in the, the lottery game long enough to figure out how to win it. There's a timing to it, so if you're really familiar with the game enough, whenever you accept the lottery, when you plug in the roulette, or not the roulette, the slot. You can sort of control where it lands, but you'll never really learn where to click unless you play the game like 1,000 times, and if you don't have 1,000 lottery tickets or a reloading, you'll probably never really learn it. I did get to some point where, after a while, I was able to sort of figure out the timing. Rather than just randomly clicking, the timing did work a lot better. So it didn't actually take all that long with the power of reloading, paying attention to how far away the slot stops, rather than just, randomly doing it. Anyway, gold card! Please come again. I also looked up what this did, so don't worry about me cheating to get this. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really give us any additional power. The thing is, basically, remember how much money we spent on this power shield last episode? It's kind of hard. Hold on, let me... Unfortunately, I didn't have enough money to actually show that off. But let's say we wanted to buy something with a nice even number, like a steel shield for 2 grand. So we could say, sure, Blue could use a steel shield. No. Since you have the gold card, you get a special discount of 500 gold off. But he doesn't tell you that until you sell it. So I think it's basically 25% off. So we could have actually saved like 5,000 gold, which is nice, but it doesn't really matter. The only thing it'll help with is getting us the mink armor if we want that later on. Instead of 60,000, it'll be, I think it's 25% off, so it'll save us like 10,000 or something like that. Maybe 15,000 gold. That's nice, but it's still gonna take a lot of grinding. And I don't know if I don't think it affects sales price. Well, the good news is you can buy and sell with no loss, I guess. So it's good in that sense that now, if you want to try something out, you can buy it and then sell it for the same price you paid, basically. Because you can now buy things for the sale price. Anyway, point is, it's nice, but I got it too late. I should have got it before I bought the power shield. Anyway, that was that. The other thing to catch up on today before we head to the next big dungeon is to try to pick up that treasure. We're going to go find the sunken ship, if it kills me. These basilisks are just rude. Apparently running away from orcs and basilisks is way harder than I would think. I don't know how many times Roland has died to those enemies. It is just not... It's not good. Great start to the episode, everybody. Great start. Like, I almost can't believe how much damage we just took there. That's insane. Okay, so what I think I've learned about getting the treasure is the hints in-game have basically told us at the Rippleport, or whatever the name of the town where we got the ship, and in Alefgard, there was 2 people that talked about the Sunken Treasure ship. So basically, what you're supposed to figure is... Yeah, I'm on the right course here. Basically, what you're supposed to figure is you have to talk to people in both towns. And I have talked to the people in Rippleport, which is what triggers the quest. So you have to do that first. There's specific triggers for this quest. You can't even get the item randomly on the map until you finish the quest chat. So go to Rippleport, talk to the guy, get the quest started. Then... Can I just... It's kind of the wrong side of this area. It's fine. This is fine. Also, I love the music around here because it's OG Dragon Quest 1 remix. But we're just gonna head back to Alefgard, and we did talk to a guy in here that talked about the sunken treasure, but apparently I selected the wrong option, which is ridiculous. So I think I said yes because at the time I had heard about it. The problem is, selecting yes here does not continue the quest line. You have to select no. I heard that long ago a very rich merchant was living in the vicinity of the harbor of Lupagana, or Rippleport, I believe is the correct name. However, his ship was piled up too high with treasure and sank from the weight. It went under in the middle of the open sea to the north. So we never specifically gave that dialogue. We never selected that dialogue. And unless I'm really drunk, normally it would call it Rippleport, but this is essentially the town that he's referring to. Lupagana or Rippleport, depending on what translation you're using. So between... Oh, and then I have to get this... Every time I come here, I have to go back into the boring ship route. So, sorry, this is... I hate this town because you can't just park your ship on the coast. Anyway, north of here, which is where I was looking last time, but it didn't trigger. And he was talking about sparkles, so I'm assuming we just keep going north. Come on, don't let me down. This takes me back here. If there's supposed to be something that signals to you to dive off your ship. And I thought it was somewhere around here, was the way I remembered it, kind of near this island. Maybe it's not this far north. Because this is so far north we're south, right? Like, you know what I mean? We're all the way south now. So maybe just off the north coast of Alefgard? I thought there was supposed to be some sort of sparkle giving it off. I also thought it was just straight north of the town of Ripplegard. So... is this one of those you have to explore every tile of the map? It's gonna be as bad as the, whatchamacallit, the quest we had with the robe of water. I thought it was right around the coast somewhere. I'm just gonna have to look up a guide. I mean, I've looked up a guide. That's the sad part. This is like the second time I've looked it up. But I need to find like the exact tile on the map because I'm not seeing any sparkles around here. And I thought it was just north of the town, so... Alright, hold your horses. I'm just gonna put a cut in the video. And I'll come back once I figure out where it is, because this is ridiculous. And I don't want to waste any more of the episode on it, because it's not even going to be that useful, this item. I just want to show it off, so if you're playing along, you can see on camera where it is. Hello, folks. I think I've got it this time. It took me some work figuring this out. It's in a completely random spot on the overworld that, once again, I don't think anyone would ever be able to find without following a guide. And there aren't very many good guides, so I'm going to show you the way I can do it, and it's pretty reliable now that I know where it is. So you want to start at the town of Rippleport, or Lannyport, or whatever it's called. Whatever the translation calls it in your version. Hopefully other versions of this game have it in the same spot, actually. I'm not even 100% on that. But in the Snes remake, anyway, you start here. So head due north from where I am, and you can double-check your position on the northwest coast of Alefgard, kind of where Garenham should have been. Don't be right beside the forest. Be one tile towards into the water, so don't sail quite on the coast. And you're gonna head due north. Do not change your west-east position at all. And you're gonna want to double-check the world map. So you want to find the transition point between the top of the map and the bottom of the map. And you can get it down to the exact tile if you're careful. So I went down one tile, still at the bottom. I want to find the exact tile where we rotate. Okay, so I went to the top. So from here, essentially, this tile that I'm on right now is the very bottom of the world map. This is as far south as you can be, and I'm on the vertical plane like I showed you. I haven't gone left or right at all. From here, count very carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then jump down, and bam, you'll get the ship's treasure every time. So, basically, it's easy to get your east-west coordinates correct. It's a little bit fiddly to get the northwest coordinates, but find the wrapping point of the world, and then 5 I'm assuming they're half steps because you're in the boat, but be very careful, just count every time you move, and 5 steps north. This is the exact tile on the map if you want to compare, but I think it's easier just to count from the transition point. Anyway, that should do for that quest. So I also recommend using Repel just to make it easier. But there you go, guys. That was straight from here north, and you should be okay. But it is that's a nightmare to find on your own. I spent quite a while doing a bit of research, Googling, and then even when I knew the exact place, trying to figure out a reliable way to show it off for you guys is like not that easy. So anyway, that's if I was writing a guide, that's how I would explain it. So now that we've got the Sunken Treasure... Oh, those are the treasures from the sunken ship. Now I won't go bankrupt. Thank you very much. As a reward, let me give you my family heirloom, the echoing flute. Alright. From now on, I'll think about saving my money. Not great. Now, I actually don't think the echoing flute does what I want it to do, but... So it echoes if there's a quest item, specifically a crest item. Haha. But basically we've already got 4 of them. The only time that would be useful is if you weren't listening to people and you also randomly found the... Like, that treasure is harder to get than any of the crests. Because the rest of the crests are just behind a locked door. As long as you're like, oh yeah, I remember a gold door in a random town, you'll find all the crests. And there are even... villagers that say, you should probably go to this town and find a crest there. Or this tower or whatever. So, basically it's a completely useless item, but I'll try to show it off at least once, because there's 1 crest left. And, if possible, I will, show it working, basically. It doesn't summon monsters like I was hoping, which has some value. Now, the other sort of issue for today is that we're going into a very, very bad area. We're going to the bad neck of town. And I'm actually going to deposit my money. Because, I don't think there's a huge... Like, there's a pretty good chance we die, is what I'm trying to say. So, I'd rather not lose 8,000 gold, because what I might end up having to do, honestly, is before we commit to this next town, I might actually need to go level grind up a few levels, which will be rough. And I was hoping that that echoing flute would potentially summon enemies, in which case I might have been able to find a way to farm metal babbles a little easier. That's still probably how I'll try to get level ups. At least I want to kill 1 metal bauble to see how much experience they give. But otherwise, it's like... Honestly, the recommended levels for this next dungeon... This is the worst dungeon in the game coming up. Well, the worst dungeon right before the worst area. And the recommended level is 25 for, like, everyone. So, you may notice that we're not very close to 25. And that's probably going to take a substantial amount of grinding, even in the Super Nintendo remake with double experience. So, I'm not looking too forward to that. I think we have to cast Step Guard every time we teleport. So, if you don't want to get killed by snakes. Okay, so anyway, the quest to get here was fairly obvious. I can't remember if it's this tile or in the swamp. But anyway, you want to use the, whatever they've translated it to, the Statue of Evil, the Magma Staff, the something or other. I think it is supposed to be in the swamp, right in the middle. There we go. So we had a couple tips that this was the area to go for the staff. Or, not the staff. I think it's the Staff of Magma, because that's what it is in future games that open up stuff like this. But anyway, use that idol there, and this gets us to the Cave of No Return. Welcome to Hell. I don't mean to over-exaggerate, but, like, seriously, I'm probably not anywhere near high enough level for this. The thing is, though, you kind of have to come here more than once. Now, I won't be as poor off or as bad off as if you were playing this blind. If you're playing this blind, this dungeon, this cave is literally impossible. You cannot get to the ending at all. You have to dip into this twice to get an item, go somewhere, break an infinite loop, and then you can actually get to the end of the dungeon. If you didn't know that, you could just stay in here forever until you rage quit. But if you can find the item, which isn't too hard, and I might remember where it is, then come back, we'll be able to actually complete the dungeon. See if this makes the noise. Nope. I think it does it when you're on the right floor. So, enemies are going to be rough, and it's pretty mazy. I have to see this thing work at least once. So far, nothing. So we're on the basement. There's lots of graves and skeletons and everything. Well, that's what I was looking for. Apparently the echoing thing did jack. So, the truth is, that's all we really needed to do. Wait a second, was that not... Did I miss one? Why is the sun crest not showing up on my list there? That might be just a display bug. Because that was the sun crest. That's where it's supposed to be. It's really easy to find. Like, that's the easiest part of this dungeon. But I don't know why it's not showing up. Every other crest showed up on the list there as soon as we got it. We didn't even get one single encounter. We could have just left. We could just leave right now. So... The thing is... Yeah. This is where it gets interesting. But I want to spend a little bit of time in here, basically. And I'm not afraid to burn a lot of MP. There are a couple really good items that we could get. Assuming we can survive long enough. And theoretically pretty good experience and gold and stuff. Apparently these guys are pretty strong to magic. I'm just going to kind of... One thing I want to get here is information as well. So if I can learn a little bit about what enemies are strong to spells, or sort of what they can do, it will make the second, more serious attempt a little bit safer. So like, you know, Firebane didn't really work on those guys. Also, look at that experience. Now you might be thinking, Blue, you're going right an awful lot here, and you're not really getting anything. What's going on? Yeah, isn't that interesting? Let's try maybe putting them to sleep. We're getting a lot of demon imps, so... So far, it feels like maybe the right option for these guys is the sleep spell. We've got lots of relatively cheap spell effects. Like, I've got a lot of 2 MP spells that are really good if they work. So if you know what enemies to use what on, assuming they're not super resistant, you can get some pretty good value. So anyway, this is clearly... Well, maybe not clearly. Maybe we are getting somewhere. Ghouls... I don't know if these guys are going to do anything specific. Sometimes lightning damage is considered like holy elemental, and undead sort of take bonus damage. Honestly, this isn't looking too bad so far. So we went all the way right. What did we get out of our trouble? The same staircase we came in on, eh? Isn't that interesting? Dark eyes. Maybe these are the kind of thing we should Firebane. But yeah, we're gonna just learn a little bit before we leave. But I did get the one item you... Okay, so magic is really not working very well in here, as is pretty obvious. And they've got the MP jig effect, which is great. We could try stop spell on them. We'll test that out, and we'll test maybe sleep again, because that is really good if it works. So stop spell didn't work, sleep didn't work. So far, this encounter is the worst. And we run away. Maybe that's just what we do with that encounter. So let's take the west upward staircase, see where this leads us. Just for interest. So this is an important room in the sense that we'll be here again later, so it's nice to know where this is. But this is kind of the wrong direction. A lot of this today is just mapping out, so hopefully that helps get us started here. A little bit worried I can't really group magic anything here. try to put the Orc King to sleep. I kind of remember them being pretty brutal. I just remember everything in this dungeon being brutal, so... Now, the rotting corpse didn't do that much damage, but it's the only one awake, so we should focus it down anyway. Not bad. It's also possible that the last time I remember going... Oh, look, there we go. That's why this level's so much fun. We've been lucky that that was the first one we hit, actually. There are trap tiles everywhere, basically. Yeah. At least once you've fallen down one, it stays on the map. I don't remember if it did that on Dragon Quest 1. So that's the 4-way loop on that staircase. Is it also on this one? Still think the guy with Firebane is the most important. And then stopping the Killer Tiger would be nice. Wow. Wow. Well, that's it for this one, I think. We're gonna have to get out of here. Let me just test this staircase. Yeah, I have a feeling both staircases lead to the same 4-way maze, basically. If I remember the maze better, there is some armor we could get fairly easily. But I don't remember it well enough, and Linda's already dead, so, you know, that's great. Alright. It's a good first attempt. Honestly, we did what I needed to do. We had a little look at least the basic outline of the dungeon. We learned that the enemies are maybe possible, but still very brutal, so maybe I won't worry about grinding yet. But, oh, this is the wrong one. I kind of hate when... No! She's trying to kill me here. I don't know why they'd even give you that option. Are you sure you want to leave without actually saving your game? I'm just trying to not talk to this guy. Anyway, glad I didn't just keep clicking okay. All I was trying to say is, I miss the days where the church did both the reviving and the saving, because it's just a heck of a lot more convenient. I don't really need to go there again anyway. It's fine. So, I think what we'll do next... Not spend 1900 gold, that'd be a little bit much. But we'll deposit some more gold into the vault. Because the next item we want to buy is going to cost like 40,000-50,000 gold anyway. So we're not really anywhere near that. We're up to like what I put in, 22,000 gold or something, 19. So I think what we should do first is go get another Yggdrasil leaf, because we're out. Don't need these anymore. I'm not even sure I need the prayer rings, to be honest. But let's go sail west to the Yggdrasil tree, and then we have to head up to Rubens' shrine. And we have seen it before. We've actually been in it. But we did not have all 5 crests, and I'm really counting on that last one being magically hidden, but actually in our inventory. Yeah, keep going west. Just run right over it. But yeah, we're probably gonna want like everyone to have over 100 HP for this this dungeon. All right, so now we head north past the underwater volcano area, which may have had some treasure in it if I wanted to go back. I don't think it was anything too important. Let's just get some XP as we go. These guys are worth a fair bit, I think. Good old Firebane. About 300. So I'm looking for a specific tile, not too far away. World map makes all this so much easier. For all the parts that are like impossibly hard to find, the world map certainly makes a lot of it easier. Alright, so go to the bottom of this crazy water temple. Straight down the bottom of the ocean. Did I miss something? Maybe you had to play the flute all along? I don't know. Like, my worry is that maybe I did miss Crest? Going so quickly. Star, moon, water, heart. Maybe the soul one was what we got, but I thought we had 4 going in there. Oh, shoot, now I don't know. You know what we can do? Because now I'm confused. I thought we already had 4 at the beginning of the episode, and then we were just picking up number 5. Because you do need all 5 to actually do that dungeon, is what I'm trying to say. That's been our main quest for quite a while. Ever since the Dragon Lord baby told us about it. Well, let's go to the useful fortune teller. And he might sort of give us a hint on where the next crest is if I have missed one, or what I'm doing wrong otherwise. Unless they want you to get to the top of that cave first. To be like, yeah, see, you can't get through it. And then you come back. That'd be dumb. Alright, what do we got here? Yes, we have the Eye of Malroth. Go to the mountains that are south of Rhone and enter the swamp there. We did that. Well, I mean, you can go back. I feel like I did what I needed to do, though, so... But it never showed up in the inventory. Like, I picked up that item. It didn't show up anywhere, unless it really was the heart, and I missed the sun somewhere else. I should have been paying more attention to what I had. I thought I had 4 already. It did say Soul Crest. That makes sense that it might have been the heart. If that's the case, then I missed one somewhere else. Which is terrible. Because I don't know where it was. Where... We got the water one in Moonbrook. We got... Well, there was one in the mind one. The first one we got was... First one might have been the star. And then if the soul was in the cave we just went to. Water was in Moonbrook. Shoot. And there's just so many people I never remember. So the Moon Crest was from the arena fight. That might be the... Yeah, we got that one for sure. I'm just trying to think. I figure we'll go back to the cave for a little bit just to play around. I'll probably have to look it up between episodes. Because honestly, if I have forgotten over the course of the last couple weeks where the Sun Crest is supposed to be, I don't know. I would just have to go back to all the towns and talk to everybody, which I can't imagine would be terribly exciting. Oh good, there's Metal Babbles in here anyway. Maybe we'll get to kill one. Basically, we need a crit, but if it doesn't run away long enough, well, maybe we'll get lucky. This is another reason to have... actually, that wasn't as strong as I thought. That's a good reason to have Falcon Blades. If Blue and Roland had 2 attacks each, that'd be really good. Anyway, look at that level up. Level 22, 6 strength, 6 speed, 3 vitality, 9 HP. Metal Baubles. Roland level 20, 2 strength, 3 speed, 1 vitality, 4 HP, and the increase spell. Now that is some good stuff there. Now we can raise our own defense. That might be one of the most important spells in the game for the boss fights. Linda level 16, 3 strength, 6 speed, 3 vitality, 5 HP, 8 MP. Not bad. That was a pretty good set of level ups, honestly. I'm glad we got that metal bubble. That was great. So, the thing is, you have to figure out how to get through this maze at some point. It's not really a secret, but like you've got to figure out a way to get to the end. Now, I do need all 5 crests and sort of the blessing before we can finish this dungeon, but there are a couple items in here that we might be able to get if I just spend a little bit of time looking. But, like, I don't remember how these mazes work at all. Like, this could just be an infinite path right here. Probably is. Okay, so damaging magic has not worked on very many enemies in here. Surround didn't work very well there either. Oh, they have Firebane. That's really bad. Yeah, that sucks. Looks like sleep is really the way to go on these guys. Because if they can cast Firebane, then they can just do too much damage. And they also resist Firebane pretty well, so... I guess maybe the real trick for this dungeon is just to know when it's time to leave. You know, spend some time in here, do what you can, but then get out, you know? Like, don't just sit around for too long. And definitely heal up regularly, because, man, these guys are going to wallop you. Like, even mid-battle, I think I just need to be smart. Spend the MP, try to keep people alive. The good news is, whether or not I find the Thunder Sword, Blue is basically one-shotting most of these enemies now, which is really helpful. Hades Shield. Ooh. Ooh, that's probably cursed. But is it secretly one of the best shields in the game? It is more defense than the Shield of Roto. I'm going to hold on to that. That might be a really lucky drop. It might be garbage, but I want to try it out when we're at a at the town that we can remove curses from, in case it is terrible. So, I wonder if it would be worth trying. I don't know if I tried Firebane on these guys yet. Like, maybe we should try an offensive strategy on the Skull Knights. Depends on how resistant they are to fire and lightning. Looks pretty good. Alright, maybe Firebane is the way to go on Skull Knights. Alright, so I'm pretty sure that's just an infinite up-and-down loop. Try Firebane again. Killing everything immediately is obviously a good strat. And between Firebane and Thunder, that actually works pretty reliably. Some good stuff. So, looks like another sort of infinite loop. Oh, we got a first strike! Look at that! How often does that happen? But yeah, keep in mind, we're pretty low on this... We're really quite low on this, this dungeon right now. We have to go a lot higher to get anything useful. I guess all of these are just loop-de-loops? In this situation, because they're all separate groups, I don't know how valuable anything Linda can do is. But Firebane hit everybody, so that's pretty good. Well, that worked out pretty well. So yeah, this just took us back to here. Try going north. So is that... So that is one small connection. If you go up and down from the two starting staircase rooms, they do connect up, right? Like that's something we've learned here today, at least. One small upgrade for learning. The trick is generally just finding the stairs up on every floor. So yeah, that... Sorry, I'm just going to double check one more time. Good old sleep. Hey, we got another level up. Roland to 21. Strength 2, Speed 4, Vitality 2, HP 4, MP 8. Actually, we're getting really good experience in this dungeon, so I'm not too upset that I'm kind of wasting a little bit of time here. Wasting is only, like, in the sense that we can't finish this dungeon yet. We certainly can get some level ups. And to be fair, I mean, we are playing the Super Nintendo version, so we're getting levels up a lot quicker than the original. And most of my horrible memories are on the original. Okay, so from the bottom path, let's see if we can explore the southern section here. So does this just loop immediately? Is that the case on the south side here? Okay, so up and down from the starting point just loop between each other. So that's the funny thing, is both directions up, like this is what's taking me so long to figure it out. Both directions, oh yeah, these guys we can fire vein. Loop in a strange way is all I'm trying to say. But we're finding good strategies for most of the enemy groups down here, which definitely makes my life easier. Okay, then, so from the lower section, we'll say each staircase kind of has its lair. Let's try right and left. And then these side passages seem to be a complete waste so far. I don't know if the ghouls are worth anything. They do hit fairly hard, but like it might only be worth traveling all the way the end. Now, the ghouls are still hitting Linda pretty hard. But the levels keep coming. Linda's 17, Strength 2, Speed 3, Vitality 1, HP 9. That's great. MP 2, and she has the outside spell. So that's another useful... Like, now if Roland dies, she can still get us out of here, so we don't have to use the Drizzle Leave necessarily. So if we go all the way right, where does that take us? We're gonna just map this friggin' dungeon out today. At least the first floor. Now, you might be saying, Blue, just look up a guide. Never! You're getting the legitimate Death Cave experience with me. So all the way right just loops back to itself. I'm just gonna double check for posterity that all the way left does the same thing. It probably does. As long as you're willing to burn all your MP, you can win these fights pretty quick. The trouble is, it is a really long dungeon. Level 23, 4 strength, 1 speed, 9 HP. That's acceptable. Was hoping for some defense, of course, on good old Blue. Sleep does seem to be pretty reliable on these or imp things. That's certainly a good find. You know, the more cheap ways we've got to deal with these enemies, the better. Alright, and then that just looped right back. Okay, so the southern path just loops back and forth. On the north side, the only thing we haven't really checked is all the little small up and down offshoots yet. Because there's a lot of them, and it's hard to tell if they're taking you anywhere. So this was the route we took the first time we came here, I believe. I'll still try to put the 2 to sleep. Honestly, if you can win a fight with no damage taken for only 2 MP per fight, we're doing really well down here. Like, this is working a lot better than I expected. So, did this just loop? Everything just loops back. This is great. I love it here. Maybe it's the first floor where you... Well, I guess we're on the second floor, technically. Maybe this is the floor you need the blessing to get through, and it wasn't... I thought it was at the top where you needed it. I thought we could do the exploration to get a couple pieces of equipment before we did the blessing. But maybe I'm totally wrong. Because so far, it's been pretty reliably looping. I think I've gone every direction other than up and down these side paths now, with basically no reward. Surround, working pretty good on the ghouls. Although I think the Staff of Thunder might be more worth it because they've got a lot of HP. So being able to kill them in one shot with Blue and Roland might be better. Hard to say. Good thing we've got super speed, hey? Alright, so far, absolutely no progress has been made. I don't know if anything works on these eyeballs. I guess I'd try putting them to sleep. Did not work. And they stole her MP and surrounded us. I'll try surrounding them in return. Worked on one of them, 1 out of 2. Might just be physical damage on these guys. Not so much magic. Well, and there wasn't any other loops. There wasn't anything to connect to down here, right? Like, this bottom basement is pretty clearly just... It's meant for you to fall down into and find the crest, which we already did. And then the northwest staircase, I'm pretty sure that's the out... Like, there's a big wide area eventually with a lot of pits you have to fall down in a certain order. Sorry to spoil it. And if you take the wrong path, you end up in that northwest area. But it does look like there might not be anything we can do yet, which sucks. Other than we're getting some good experience, you know. Don't get me wrong, it's not a complete waste of time. I was hoping we could find another, like, metal bauble, and everyone could get one more level up before the end of the episode. But I am feeling pretty confident about... Yes? Sorry to interrupt myself. I am feeling pretty confident about our ability to fight the first floor enemies. I thought this would be... I should have had Blue attack someone who was at full HP. But yeah, I'm fairly confident with this first couple floors of monsters. Like, these guys haven't put up too much of a fight. There's a couple enemies we can use some magic on to make it a little bit easier. But unfortunately, unless... I can't figure. I can't see that working. So, okay. I guess what I'll have to do here is just sort of end the episode and hope that I can figure out... Well, I'll just look it up, because... Maybe one more metal bauble? Oh, the first floor has more dangerous enemies than the looping floor. That's for sure. I'll try to put... at least surround on the killer tiger. He did not miss. But honestly, like, the killer tigers are probably worse than most of the enemies that are on the second floor anyway. I'm going to do 3 more battles, hoping to find a metal bauble. Because we found one on this floor before. And then I'll head back and I'll probably end the episode. Because I'm pretty sure now that I've been sort of looking through it, that we're going to need to get that last crest. And I just missed it, which is just... It's mostly just because, like, sorry to spoil the mysticism here, but I got a little bit of a sick between recording this game, so a little bit of time has passed. So it makes it a little bit hard to remember some of the kind of mystery details in the background. I remember hearing about the Sun Crest, but I don't remember who told us or, you know, where we were supposed to go. And I just lost track at some point, so... Alright, well, I think we'll do one more bite, and then we're out. One more tiger bite. Oh. Still not too bad, okay. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for today, I guess. Not quite what I was hoping for, but, we did get the soul crest, so, I mean, that's handled. We know where to go, or I know where to go once we get the rest of the stuff. We did get a couple levels up, and we actually didn't come too close to dying, which is quite convenient. So that's take that as a success. How are we doing on money anyway? So we got 21,000 gold. That's less than I was thinking we'd have, but I think we're almost halfway to some mink armor for probably Roland, because he needs something. As we get leveled up, maybe he'll start catching up a little bit with Blue at the higher levels, but right now that Robe of Water is doing a lot more good than Magic Armor Power Shield. So if I can get him better armor, maybe that would help keep him alive. Blue at least is at the point where he's not taking too bad of hits. Oh, that's right. Also, I've got... Okay, so these... let me... Hold on. One last thing, because we did pick up a rare drop. You can exercise curses at any church. So let's see what happens. I guess I could use the Echoing Flute to try to find the last crest. Somehow I doubt it'll work. So let's see what happens if we equip these Hades Shield. I mean, it is more defense. It is cursed. Now, does that give us any... I should have looked at his stats ahead of time. I don't think it affected any of his other stats. It's not like it affects his agility or vitality or anything, I don't think. Because our defense is straight up +10. So then the question is, does it have any in-battle effect? Or is it just you can't unequip it, basically? If all that changes is you can't unequip it, I don't really care. Let me just see... We'll just do a couple quick battles to see if, like, I get paralyzed or if I take damage or just straight up die. Sometimes Dragon Quest is pretty brutal with their curses. To be honest, I might look up what the shield's effect are as well between episodes, because so far I'm not seeing any downsides to the Cursed Shield. And if that's the best defense shield in the game, then hey, I'll take it. One more battle just to see if I can notice any effects. I'm not like draining HP as we walk or anything. I haven't missed a turn or taken any damage or missed an attack or anything. All the typical kind of curse things you might see. Free wizard staff. No, I can't. Maybe there is no downside other than inability to unequip. So if that's the case, that's a good deal. And I did pick up something else to sell, so I mean that's... Might as well get it away. Wow. Inventory space, right? You know what I'll do? Because I can't sell the shield anyway. The Shield of Rhodo. Man, I'm just derping all over the place here. So, let me store the Shield of Rhodo for now. And honestly, I could just store the gold card until we need... But then that's no fun. I was going to deposit some of these prayer rings that I never use, and I'm not sure if they do much. I'll hold on to like one. Oh yeah, and also we can throw away this statue now, because we've used it to open the mountains, so that's all we needed that. And then she can have like 2 prayer rings, that's fine. Alright. So that's it for today. Next episode, I'll look up sort of what I missed, and I'll double check the Hades Shield, and then we'll head back to the Cave of... Actually hasn't been that bad so far, so maybe I was overreacting. Also, why does Linda have so much more HP than Roland? Why is he so weak? He's supposed to be a paladin magic fighter guy, and instead he's got like worse defense and worse HP than Linda the sorceress, who has no strength at all. Anyway, so thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.